If you've decided to find a treasure, you're in the right place. In this video I will tell you if you do 3 phases correctly, I guess you will find treasure. First stage. The first rule of treasure hunting should be clear signs. You must find clear signs. What our eyes see should be signs that our logic accepts. If you do not have enough information about the signs you have found, which period and which civilization it belongs to, finding friends with technical characteristics and experiences, this is the most important requirement. It is a priority research subject in terms of the treasury, to determine whether or not there is a treasure in the geographical structure where it is in the preliminary evaluation stage. Remember, the environment in which a treasure hunter will research what we call the solid crust of the world, stone and soil, mountain, plain, valley, which is shaped by various shapes. In parallel, water is an indispensable requirement for us. The elements that make up this kind of natural environment are the elements that the treasure hunters need to know, to recognize and perceive very well. During the research, you may not get the support you receive from the mountain shepherd from a teacher in the city. What you need to understand here is the mountain that we call the solid crust of the world, stone, and you should get support from people who understand the valleys. This is our first rule in finding treasure. What needs to be done in this process? To know your geography with a good surface work, and to know the traditions of the societies we live in. From now on, the sign, geographical structure, and the trilogy of traditions we must begin locating. For locating at least 2 people, at least 2 to 3 days, it is necessary to do surface research, but in this way we can make reasonable determinations. In addition, when starting to define signs, make sure that the signs are evaluated according to the conditions of the period. The event that happened many years ago, from this day's point of view, it is not true. The signs of the treasure are in need of interpretation, and the event, the date, and the spirit of society. You have to keep up with that spirit and produce solutions for it. Second stage. Treasure detectors. In this phase, the mechanisms that you will get support are defined search devices. Note, in the first phase, do not go to the second phase unless you are sure to implement it all, because it is a costly support mechanism. Before deciding to get support from this mechanism, you must have reliable sources. The approval of know-how should be obtained. As an example, without fulfilling what is described in the first phase, take the treasure detector, go to search, it does not give you results. Because detectors do not find treasure, it only confirms the points detected by people who know. This figure is at least suspicious. Unless there are 2 or 3 places, we do not recommend depositing the detector. The experts have identified, if confirmed by a detector, in this way, at least one of the 3 excavations will certainly succeed. I call this the combination of information and technology. Buddha in my treasure. Second phase, I accept that you have received a detector, and if you still haven't found treasure, let's move on to the third phase. Third stage, find jinn and talisman define. Most of the friends who do all the necessary operations, but cannot come to a conclusion, are due to the charm of the place. Now I will tell you how to fight 'em. First of all, bee is a beetle, rose is a flower, the demon is a devil. When you are human, talisman is what we call the jinn. Here's what you need to understand. What you've never seen before is an entity you don't know what you can do. Remember that you are human first, you are the most precious of all created. First know this, then know your Lord, master yourself, use yourself as a key. Do not think that the 3 letters are superior to you, do not be afraid of them, but only establish a firm bond between you and Allah. Just fear Allah. Abundant, read abundant verses. Remember that the 3 letters were created from a strong fire that could pass through the human body. In this way, they can penetrate our nervous system and interfere with our normal thinking. During the excavation, you are much more nervous than you should be, and it is about your stress. In this process, you can get the support of a teacher, where the priority teacher you get support is the real teacher, is doing this job to satisfy his egos, otherwise he is doing to get a share of the amount. Understand this. Improper teacher recruitment will harm you, not contributing. Even if you've made the right teacher's decision, the priority to get the property, you must be individuals of taqwa. It is impossible to take the property even if you have one betrayal of all the work you do. Will go to waste. Treasure story. Let's make it clear with a story. 2 friends went to dig treasure. One is married with 3 children and the other is single. Kazakh married always prayed, God, I got married, I got barked and I had children. If you could give me something from this guy who got married, if he had his house built, if he had a child, the one who was single, God, what I have, I don't need money, he's got 3 kids, he lets me go through his heart so he can give me a break for this guy. Then a shepherd saw them, he said that you guys are looking for treasure in the wrong place, everyone. He says that the treasure is on the other side of the mountain, there he is searching, there's nothing on this side, and he's gone. After that, these 2 friends have found the treasure that will never be. This is the biggest factor in finding treasure. If your hearts are not clean, you will not find treasure. If there is not a clean heart inside, you will not find again. To find define, first find the right contacts, then search for define. I hope I was able to tell you, respect and love, hoping to meet in another video.